80 degrees right now, and we are in the thick of the summer selling and buying housing real estate season. And our real estate guru, Kathy Helbig from the Kathy Helbig Group and the KathyHelbigGroup.com, joins us every Thursday. You see her on KSDK Channel 5, and we're borrowing her from time to time. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning. How are you?
There's a phrase you just mentioned off the air. It's called self-sabotaging your sale. What is that?
Correct. There are lots of thoughts and phrases that I hear on a daily basis from sellers and buyers that lock them up in their thoughts and sabotage themselves on selling or buying property.
For example?
For example, sellers trying to price their home based on irrelevant factors. So I come into a property, we sit down to talk, and their first thing out of their mouth is, I need this for my house to be able to do that. Buyers do not care what you need for your house.
Right.
I hear, I have this much into it. I spent $100,000 on my lower level. Buyers do not care what you spent.
Right.
It all depends on what the market is bearing
Right.
and what your competition is.
It's so hard, though, to compare the my lower level is finished, but you have a two-story great room. So you have to compare one to the other in the same neighborhood, and that's almost impossible to do.
Correct. And that's why you need a realtor to come in and kind of tell you what the average values are for each one of those items, because you really don't truly know. And it is a little bit speculative. There's not an exact science for what a two-story great room is going to bring. However, for instance, like a 1.5-story home versus a 2-story home, typically those base higher on 1.5 stories because the footprint is bigger. There's foundation that's being poured versus lumber going up. So those are the type of things that we know and we can factor into help pricing with you. Then I hear things all the time, like when we're talking about you're on the market and we're not getting the activity we should, we talk about price reductions, and the first thing someone will say is, well, they can just make me an offer. And again, that's getting locked up in your thinking because you're thinking that I may come down to $20,000 or $30,000, but I'm not going to tell them that until they make me an offer. Well, guess what? They're not going to make you an offer. They're moving on to the next house that's priced more accurately in the market.
That is real. That of all the things you've said, that is really interesting because it's a mindset of a seller. I'll jack up the price and maybe I'll come down.
Exactly.
So the buyer says, oh, you're too high, I'm just going to move on to the next house.
Exactly. They don't even come in or they don't give you the offer.
But the buyers don't think of, hey, maybe I'll offer less than what they're asking.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the other one of my favorites is, I'm not going to give my house away. You know, if you've been on the market for a couple months, you're not giving your house away. It would be gone already. So a price adjustment is not constituting giving your house away.
That's a great point. And I think the conventional wisdom is that when you reduce the price of the house, that somehow there's a stain on that house, that that house is now tainted because, oh my goodness, you dropped the price $5,000.
Correct. And I feel the exact opposite. If you don't reduce your price, then to me it looks like you're not negotiable at all and you've got your head in the sand, and I'm going to go to a different house and make an offer on that one because that seller's more motivated. That's
why we have her. She's the best in the business. She's Kathy Helbig of the KathyHelbigGroup.com. Talk for a moment about your team and how you, real estate-wise, because you do it differently. You have a full team of people.
Correct. We service the whole St. Louis and St. Charles area, and we have multiple buyer agents that work strictly with buyers, and we have the listing side of the business that deals with the inventory, the sellers, the market conditions, the pricing. So you're getting really dedicated time to whatever the transaction is at hand that you're dealing with at that particular moment.
And you have, as you said, buyer's agent, seller's agent, you have marketing experts, you have staging experts, you have a full team that comes in and
Instead of trying to be the jack of all trades, we have somebody that can assist you in every aspect of real estate so that you're getting a whole bunch of people working for you instead of one.
17 years, full-time producer. That's Kathy Helbig, the KathyHelbigGroup.com, KathyHelbigGroup.com. 314-726-SOLD, co-owner of Keller Williams Realty West, and you're on Facebook at What the Helbig.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Great stuff. 740 here, Big 550.